Welcome to Elevate and Escape Safety Training. Today, we're diving into one of the most critical elements of a safety management system: accident investigation. Accidents and near misses don't just happen, they are the result of a chain of events. When we take the time to investigate, we uncover the story behind the incident and reveal the weak links that can be corrected before someone else gets hurt. In this training, you'll learn how to approach investigations systematically, identify root causes, and develop corrective actions that prevent recurrence. This isn't about blame, it's about building a culture of continuous improvement and accountability, a culture where safety isn't optional, it's expected. Let's begin. Let's talk about accident investigation. It's easy to see it as just paperwork, but we'd be missing the point. We'd be failing our teams and setting ourselves up for the next incident. An accident investigation isn't about blame, it's about protecting our people. Every incident is a free lesson, a warning sign. This training is about learning how to listen to those warnings and respond effectively. No system is perfect, so our response to failure defines our safety commitment. A strong process turns a negative into a positive. It's about building a culture where everyone goes home safe every day. We'll treat investigations as a powerful tool for improvement. A properly handled investigation is proactive safety. Before we can investigate something, we need to agree on what we're talking about. The word accident gets thrown around a lot, but in the world of safety management, words have specific meanings. The Board of Certified Safety Professionals and OSHA define an accident as an unplanned, unwanted event that results in or has the potential to result in harm to people, damage to property, or loss to a process. It's an umbrella term that covers a lot of ground. It's not just about major injuries, it's about the whole spectrum of things that can go wrong when we least expect them to. Let's break that definition down. The key word here is unplanned. Nobody comes to work intending to get hurt or break a piece of machinery. These events disrupt our normal operations. But here's the critical part. Just because an event is unplanned doesn't mean it was unpreventable. That's a huge distinction. The entire purpose of an investigation is to find those preventable causes that were hiding below the surface. We are looking for the failures in our defenses, the gaps in our procedures, and the unrecognized hazards that lined up just right to cause the incident. It's our job to find them. This definition also includes events with the potential for harm. We often call these near misses or close calls. These are the incidents where luck was on our side. A wrench falls from a scaffold but lands in an empty walkway. A forklift rounds a corner too fast but narrowly avoids a pedestrian. These events are pure gold from an investigative standpoint. They give us all the clues and information of an actual accident without the painful consequences. A robust safety culture investigates near misses with the same seriousness as an injury-causing event because the root causes are often exactly the same. Therefore, throughout this course, when we say accident or incident, we're referring to this broad definition. We are talking about any unplanned event that disrupts work and either causes or could have caused harm. This includes everything from a minor first aid case to a major equipment failure and every close call in between. Understanding this scope is the first step. It ensures we don't overlook the valuable learning opportunities that minor events and near misses provide. They are all pieces of the same puzzle, helping us see the bigger picture of risk in our workplace. When an incident happens, the first minutes are chaotic. What you do sets the stage. First, provide immediate care to the injured, call emergency services, and administer first aid if trained. Next, secure the scene like a crime scene. Preserve it. Get non-essential people out. Use barrier tape to prevent access. Don't tidy up. Every object tells a story. Control energy sources and identify hazards. Finally, notify your supervisor and the safety department. This initial response is the foundation for a thorough investigation. The scene is secure. Now it's time to switch gears to fact-finding. You need the right tools, and a well-prepared investigator has a dedicated Go kit ready. This kit should contain everything to document the scene. You'll need a camera, notebook, pens, incident report forms, and a tape measure. Next, think about PPE. Your kit should include a hard hat, safety glasses, and steel-toed boots. Sample bags, a flashlight, and barrier tape are also crucial. Having all these tools organized means you can be systematic and professional. With your toolkit in hand, it's time to start the real work of evidence collection. Your primary goal here is to create a permanent, detailed record of the scene as it was at the time of the incident. This is where your camera becomes your most powerful tool. Start by taking wide-angle shots from a distance. Capture the entire area from all four corners, north, south, east, and west. This gives you context and shows how all the different elements relate to each other. Think like a movie director setting the scene. You want to capture the big picture before you zoom in on the details. After you have your establishing shots, it's time to move in closer. Take medium-range photos of key pieces of equipment, machinery controls, and the general path of travel for any people or vehicles involved. Document the condition of walking surfaces, the presence of any spills, and the state of safety devices like machine guards or emergency stops. Every photo should tell part of the story. If a tool was involved, photograph it in its location. If a warning sign is relevant, get a clear shot of it. You are creating a visual narrative of the moments leading up to the incident. Now zoom in for the close-ups. This is where you document the specific and critical details. Photograph the damage to equipment, the position of switches or levers, and any broken parts. If there are skid marks, photograph them with a tape measure next to them for scale. If there's a substance on the floor, get a close-up shot. These detailed photos are your objective evidence. They are facts that cannot be disputed or forgotten over time. Remember, you can never take too many photos. It is far better to have 100 pictures you don't need than to be missing the one crucial shot that explains everything. Beyond photography, you need to collect physical and documentary evidence. This could mean carefully bagging a broken piece of a machine component or taking a sample of a spilled liquid. Remember to wear gloves and label everything meticulously: what it is, where you found it, and the date and time. At the same time, start gathering paperwork. Collect relevant documents like maintenance logs, training records, safety procedures, and inspection reports. This paper trail provides critical context for the physical evidence you're finding at the scene. After collecting physical evidence, it's time to gather human evidence through interviews. Interviews can be challenging, but insightful. Make the person feel safe to share what they know to understand their perspective. Choose a private, quiet place. Explain the conversation's purpose, fact-finding, not fault-finding. Reassure them it's to prevent recurrence, not to place blame. Ask them to tell you what happened in their own words without interruption. Use open-ended questions. Listen more than you talk, paying attention to body language. Keep questions simple, focused on what, where, when, and how. Avoid accusatory why questions. Take good notes. End on a positive note, thanking them for their help and valuing their input. Review notes immediately, comparing their account with evidence and other witnesses. Time to put your investigation skills to the test. It's Tuesday, 10 a.m. A call comes in. Incident on loading dock 3. Sarah, a warehouse operator, slipped and injured her wrist. First aid is on scene. You arrive. The area is only partially cordoned off. People are still passing by. A forklift sits near an open trailer. Between them, a large, oily puddle and a toppled pallet of soaked boxes. First, you secure the scene, expand the perimeter, keep bystanders out, and confirm no further hazards. With the area safe, you start your initial walkthrough. Take wide-angle photos: the forklift, trailer, spill, pallet, and Sarah's location. Document lighting, weather, and general housekeeping. This visual sweep sets your baseline for the investigation. Every detail you capture now could be crucial later. The story of what happened starts here, with what you see and record. Ready to dig deeper? Let's break down the evidence. Focus on 4 key areas: forklift, spill, pallet, and human factors. Photograph the forklift's controls and tires. Are they oily or clean? Examine the spill thickness, smell, source. Measure and sample if needed. Check the pallet. Is it damaged, properly stacked, or leaking? Look at the boxes. Contents, labels, and if they're the source of the spill. Assess how the load was secured. For human factors, document Sarah's footwear. Are her boots slip-resistant or contaminated? Look for scuff or slide marks on the floor. Each detail helps reconstruct the incident. Methodical documentation builds a fact-based picture. Think like an investigator. What's relevant? What's missing? The scene tells a story. Your job is to read it. New scenario: fabrication department, near-miss incident. David, a maintenance tech, was fixing a jammed metal press. Maria, the operator, almost restarted the machine while David's hands were inside emergency stop saved the day. The machine is powered down. David and Maria are with their supervisor, tension in the air. David locked out the main electrical disconnect, but the pneumatic line wasn't locked. Major oversight. You inspect. David's lock is present, but the pneumatic valve is only closed, not secured. No warning signs or barriers around the press. From Maria's station, the maintenance area is a blind spot. You photograph the control panel, emergency stop, and the machine's layout. The issue isn't just one mistake, it's a breakdown in multiple safety systems. Separate David and Maria for interviews, document all energy sources and the environment. The gaps are clear, incomplete lockout, poor visibility, and lack of communication. This near miss exposes systemic weaknesses. Time to dig into the root causes. Let's get to the root of this near miss. First, review the lockout-tagout procedure. Does it cover all energy sources? Check if David and Maria are properly trained on this machine's lockout process. Did David know about the pneumatic line? Why wasn't it locked? Did Maria understand what the lock and tag meant? Was there a pre-job briefing or supervisor notification? Document the blind spot from Maria's perspective. Review maintenance logs. Has this machine jammed before? Was unscheduled maintenance common? Interview both employees. What did they see, know, and communicate? Look for gaps in procedures, training, and equipment design. The goal: uncover the system failures behind the close call. Investigating means connecting the dots, not just collecting facts. Build a timeline. What happened, in what order? For the loading dock, forklift moves, pallet falls, spill occurs. Sarah slips. For the machine, David fixes jam. Maria tries to restart near miss. Ask why at each step, dig past the obvious. Why was there a spill? Why did the pallet fall? Why was the machine not fully locked out? Look for deeper causes: damaged containers, unstable loads, incomplete procedures, poor communication. Identify equipment issues, procedural gaps, and human factors. It's rarely one cause. Incidents are a chain of failures. Your job: uncover as many contributing factors as possible. Only then can you recommend real solutions. The investigation isn't just about blame, it's about understanding and prevention. That's how you become a true problem solver. Investigation is only valuable if it leads to change. Use the hierarchy of controls to guide your solutions. First, elimination. Can you remove the hazard entirely? For the dock, use sturdier containers. For the machine, redesign to avoid risky maintenance. Next, substitution. Replace hazardous materials with safer alternatives. Engineering controls. Install spill containment, interlocked gates, or mirrors to eliminate blind spots. These changes don't rely on people. They're built into the system. Administrative controls and PPE come last, but should never be your only defense. Prioritize fixes that make the hazard impossible or unlikely. Your investigation's real impact is in the solutions you drive. Strong controls prevent future incidents, not just for Sarah or David, but for everyone. That's how you turn lessons learned into lasting safety. Be the agent of change your workplace needs. At the bottom of the hierarchy, we find the less effective but still necessary controls. These are administrative controls, which are changes to the way people work. This includes things like procedures, training, and signage. For the loading dock, this would mean improving the forklift operator training, creating a mandatory spill cleanup procedure, and adding signs that warn of wet floors. For the machine incident, it means rewriting the lockout-tagout procedure to include the pneumatic valve, providing new training to David and Maria, and implementing a system of work permits for all non-routine maintenance. These are essential, but they rely on people remembering to follow the rules every single time. Finally, at the very bottom tip of the pyramid is personal protective equipment, or PPE. This is our last line of defense. In the loading dock case, this would be requiring employees to wear slip-resistant boots. While important, PPE doesn't prevent the incident from happening. It only attempts to reduce the severity of the injury once the person has already been exposed to the hazard. The floor is still slippery, and a fall can still happen. Relying only on PPE is a sign of a weak safety system. A good corrective action plan uses a combination of controls, starting from the top of the hierarchy and working its way down. Once you've used the hierarchy to identify potential fixes, you need to turn them into a concrete action plan. Every corrective action must be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It's not enough to say, improve lockout-tagout training. A smart action says, by June 30th, the EHS manager will revise the LOTO procedure for the metal press to include pneumatic energy and will conduct and document hands-on training for all 15 maintenance technicians and 25 affected operators. This creates accountability and ensures the fix actually gets implemented. Your final report should clearly list these smart corrective actions. For each action, you must assign a responsible person and a due date. This is non-negotiable. Without clear ownership and a deadline, even the best ideas will fade away. The investigation isn't truly complete until all corrective actions have been implemented and verified as effective. Following up on these actions is the final, critical step. It's how you close the loop. ensuring the lessons learned from the incident lead to real sustainable improvements in workplace safety. This turns a reactive investigation into a proactive step toward a safer future. We've walked through the investigation process from initial response to corrective actions. Now let's zoom out and see how it fits into a safety management system, or SMS. An SMS isn't just rules, it's a system designed to manage risk and improve safety. It has 4 key components: safety policy, safety risk management, safety assurance, and safety promotion. Accident investigation is a critical gear that meshes with all 4 components. Every incident shines a spotlight on hazards your proactive systems missed. Accident investigation is the ultimate reality check, providing proof that a control failed. Sharing lessons learned without blame promotes safety. It builds trust and reinforces that safety is a shared responsibility. A successful investigation aims for continuous improvement. Ensure corrective actions are implemented, verified, and sustained. Track corrective actions with a formal system. Track who is responsible, the due date, and status. Regular follow-up meetings are critical to offer support. Verification is next. Personally, verify the fix is in place and working. Finally, share the lessons learned. Share in meetings, toolbox talks, and newsletters. This is continuous improvement in practice. We've covered a lot, from first response to building a corrective action plan. Remember, accident investigation is about people, not paperwork or blame. Honor those affected by ensuring it doesn't happen again. A great safety pro uncovers the story behind the incident, finding weaknesses in the system. Be a detective, problem solver, and leader. Use the hierarchy of controls to build fixes that work. Engineer out hazards, substitute dangerous materials, and create lasting change. Strengthen your safety management system, turning it proactive. Be curious, be thorough, and remember the human behind every report. Talk is cheap. To do the job right, you need the right tools. This training gives you practical resources you can use on the job. We've put together a downloadable toolkit with everything you need to get started or refine your current process. Inside, you'll find a comprehensive accident investigation checklist. We've also included a customizable incident investigation report template. To help with your analysis, we've included a root cause analysis guide. You'll also find a corrective action tracking log. Finally, for those on the path to certification, we've included a BCSP SMP study guide summary. Please, download the toolkit, use the report template, and practice these skills. They will help you protect the lives of the people you work with every single day. Accident investigation is more than a process, it's a mindset. Every near miss is a warning, and every investigation is an opportunity to protect lives, improve systems, and elevate safety culture. By identifying causal factors, acting on your findings, and sharing lessons learned, you strengthen your safety management system and help prevent future harm. Remember, the goal is not to place blame, the goal is to uncover truth, fix the system, and protect people. Thank you for committing to safety excellence, elevate safety, escape failure. See you in the next training.